thing due to all those COVID closures and the parents needing somewhere to dump their kids. But again, also this just gets into the whole thing with like same-sex parents, and like for instance, Julia O'Malley, who's a journalist in Anchorage. I remember seeing her tweeting during the COVID thing about having nowhere to leave her children. And tweeting about childcare issues, but like she's a lesbian. I'm not picking on same-sex couples, but I'm just saying, like, should she even have had? She's not a biologically capable with her partner of having a child. She should even have had a child to begin with, a couple children to begin with, where she's now at this point, she's a journalist, you know what I mean? She's not working a bricks and mortar job where she should be able to work from home and take care of her kids during the pandemic, I think. And I think part of the reason I kind of challenge that is not because I personally have something against her, because she's part of that very left wing, very liberal. It's almost like a liberal activism group with the Anchorage Daily News that have been entrenched, and they've been playing musical chairs in that city for different journalists, and they're extremely liberal, and it's not aligned also, and they're very vocal too with how they program with the press and everything, the media, the population, the young people, but they're not at all aligned with the majority of Alaska's conservative values, or just like the middle ground, the centralist values of independence, of free choice, personal responsibility, that I think, and also there's the self-reliant stuff that really goes back to the soul and the roots of the state of Alaska with the frontier spirit, and building a cabin yourself, going out and being able to hunt and fish, not always have that federal government over your shoulder chaperoning or managing, in theory at least, right? In this day and age, it's getting harder and harder to have that stuff resonate, I think, and achieve and feel like you can achieve that lifestyle, but especially with all these COVID shutdowns and everything like that. But my point is, like, are we just encouraging these I can use the weird word, but these same-sex couples to have these kids they shouldn't even biologically have, and there's no one there to and they're complaining they want the government to take these kids now. I mean, this doesn't make sense. This isn't the right pathway for our country. You know what I mean? We need to be comfortable, and we need to be, I think, firm and saying, hey, Don, your time's done here. Don might be a good leader on 99.9% of the things, but here we're finding him veer into a very socialist, liberal legislation path that doesn't resonate for Alaska. I don't think it resonates for Georgia or anywhere else. It might resonate for a minority of people in a very urban environment, but the majority of Alaska is not a childcare desert. It's a beautiful wilderness, and it is refreshingly remote, isolated, and rural. And that doesn't make it a childcare desert. That makes it a place without a tremendous amount of infrastructure. And there's value in having places without infrastructure.